Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary Kieran, and I'm here today to present GrowWatt US Battery Ready Solutions to innovate your customers' residential energy management. After this event, we will have a Q&A session, and I will forward the slide handout to everyone. So feel free to sit back, relax, and enjoy this presentation. In this special webinar, we are going to discuss the business focus and achievements of the GrowWatt organization, our role in the fight against climate change, the features of our residential battery-ready inverter, the flexibility of our Apex and RO battery products, the charge and discharge process in off-grid and on-grid mode of the ESS solutions, and the implementation of the battery accessories and generator access. So to start, let's talk about who we are. GrowWatt provides a wide range of products and solutions, including PV inverters, batteries for energy storage, EV chargers and smart energy management, and a wide variety of more products to come. Here at GrowWatt, we are dedicated to the research and development of products which will eliminate your customers' reliance on fossil fuels to power their everyday needs. Over the past 4 years, we've expanded our organization around the globe and achieved fast growth with a compound annual growth rate at over 92% between 2019 and 2022. In coming years, we expect the solar and energy storage commercial and residential market to absolutely flourish. And with our technological strength, we'll be able to seize the market opportunities and have strong business growth to continue expanding and developing new technologies to power the world. We have over 1.9 million cloud users, 3.1 million annual inverter production capacity, over 180 countries with our products installed, and continue to invest in the developments of the products that we offer. Our advanced manufacturing center, located in Huizhou, China, features an annual production capacity of 3 million inverters and 400,000 battery modules. Our plant has highly automated production lines, automated warehousing, a freight center, an exhibition hall, staff dormitories, and many more amenities for our staff and for our customers. GrowWatt's 5-step quality control system is applied to all areas of our engineering team, including manufacturing, research and development, and technical support. GrowWatt is dedicated to providing top quality in our products and continues to dedicate resources to our reliability. Our products have been installed in more than 180 countries worldwide. To provide fast product delivery, efficient customer service, and technical support, GrowWatt has established an extensive network with over 41 offices and warehouses located globally. We are expanding our global operations quickly to support our customer base in the clean energy and portable power industry. We have attained very prestigious accolades with our experience in this industry. We are the global #1 residential inverter supplier, the global top 3 PV inverter supplier, and the global #1 user-side energy storage inverter supplier. Together, we are climbing mountains and driving our customers to new heights. Here are just a few major milestones that we achieved with our experience in this industry. We were founded in 2011 and began to quickly establish award-winning inverters and energy storage products, and even expanded to other areas of the energy storage industry with our Red Dot award-winning portable power stations. In 2021, we became the world's #1 residential inverter supplier according to Frost & Sullivan. This growth and our achievements could not have been done without our ambitious vision and organization motto. That is to build the world's largest intelligent, sustainable energy ecosystem for humankind, something I believe we can all get behind. Why is this vision and motto important? What is changing in the energy sector that is causing the products that we produce to become so desirable? Scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration have measured the global temperature average for over 100 years and found astonishing results. The world is simply heating up day by day. Greenhouse gases are largely to blame for the change in observed temperatures, and the impacts of climate change are apparent. We at GrowWatt want to implement a solution quickly, and our goal is to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. According to the US Bureau of Labor, the cost of energy per kilowatt hour is increasing year over year, with a 76% increase occurring over the last 18 years. Bloomberg NEF, a strategic research provider covering global markets, saw a decrease in levelized cost of energy for PV systems. A nearly 89% decrease was found compared to just 10 years ago. To summarize, the cost of electricity is going up rapidly, and the cost to own a PV and battery storage system is going down rapidly. Charts like these really show the benefits of going solar today, and in this presentation, I will be explaining exactly why the GrowWatt solution is your next choice of PV inverter manufacturer. So let's discuss our groundbreaking and industry-shaking residential PV inverter. The MIN TL-XH US is our flagship battery-ready residential inverter. The MIN has a sleek and streamlined footprint and was designed with aesthetics in mind. Contrary to a lot of the market, the MIN inverter is really nice looking on the side of our customers' homes. The product comes in a wide variety of power class options ranging from 3 kilowatt to 11.4 kilowatt and is battery ready for reliable and efficient DC coupling of battery systems. The product has a built-in production and PV string monitoring, is very easy to install, and features a 10-year warranty, which can be extended to 20 years to follow the life of the PV array. The product can be installed and commissioned in as little as 15 minutes to save the installer's resources during many product installations, and can be installed indoors or outdoors according to our NEMA 4X rating. The MIN features a whole home backup solution with our SYN microgrid product, supports critical load backup with our automatic transfer switch, supports 2017 module level shutdown with either a TIGO or AP Smart transmitter built inside, supports arc fault interruption on the DC side, and has options for revenue grade metering to generate SREC credits in applicable states such as Illinois. The inverter comes in either a V2 or a V3 model, which I will discuss why is important in later slides. So the MIN TL-XH inverter is fully certified with the North American market. The MIN has been certified with Intertech for IEEE 1547 2018 and IEEE 1547.1 for the Hawaiian Electric Grid, or HECO. We are certified in both supplements of the UL 1741 standard, SA and SB. We are also Common Smart Inverter Profile certified with SunSpec IEEE 2030.5 and are compliant with the California Energy Commission. Lastly, we are compliant with Rule 21 of California, have features of NEC 690.11 AFC requirements, and feature NEC 690.12 rapid shutdown compliance. The MIN inverter can be installed in harsh environments and operate in temperatures from -13 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Can be installed at altitudes up to 9,850 feet. Can be installed in 100% humid environments, and can be installed indoors or outdoors with corrosion resistance thanks to the NEMA 4X rating. The research and development team really understood the needs of the North American market and tailored this inverter to meet those needs. The MIN inverter is also redefining flexibility in PV system design and can definitely save your team resources for those PV design teams. The product features a very low startup voltage of just 50 volts or 2 solar modules. Depending on model, the MIN inverter features up to 4 maximum power point trackers to fit very complicated roofing structures and support an adaptable variety of potential system designs, such as a main system on the roof while an extra PV system is on a garage or a shed, differing azimuth and module orientations, and complex shading scenarios. No longer are microinverters the only solution for complex system design. PV design is never easier thanks to these large number of maximum power point trackers. The product is a very impressive 200% maximum DC to AC ratio for maximum PV modules per square foot of roof without the need for expensive and time-consuming load center upgrades. A 10 kilowatt inverter can be used with a 20 kilowatt array to oversize the inverter and begin to produce peak energy quickly in the morning. We are proud of our 98% peak efficiency, and we really designed this product to increase the customer's yields. The MIN battery-ready inverter can be installed as PV only and then upgraded to a battery storage system at a later date, thanks to the easy plug-and-play solution of the battery connection. This will reduce the initial cost of investment and offers customers flexibility in their initial system designs. Lastly, the systems can be upgraded with GrowWatt accessory products, which we will discuss in later slides. With the MIN inverter, your customers will be thinking about the lightning fast installation and the plug and play energy storage adaptability, creating an approach to adaptive system design in the most intelligent fashion. So with the inverter covered, let's talk a little bit about the flexible energy storage solutions and how they can be incorporated into your customer's energy management. So we have all heard about the recall on other battery products and the issues with thermal runaway for other battery manufacturers. GrowWatt has understood and took note of these issues with NMC batteries and was sure to only utilize the most viable chemistries for our products. Lithium ion phosphate batteries are simply safer, more renewable in manufacturing methods, are highly recyclable, and able to be repurposed. The materials can be mined anywhere, leading to ethical manufacturing processes as well. The question that I have is, what would you want on your own home? The highly robust and less degradable lithium ion, or the dirty and unsafe nickel magnesium cobalt counterpart? Actually, I have a little bit of a poll we can distribute now. We could take a few minutes to see exactly what is being installed and by you guys, and we can take a look at that as well. So I will go ahead and initiate a poll. We'll take a few minutes. Looks like a few more votes are being collected. I'll give it a few more seconds. Okay. Excellent. So it looks like most people are installing the lithium ion phosphate batteries, and that's pretty interesting. The poll results are really interesting to see. I see that it's either between the lithium ion phosphate or the lead acid counterpart as well. Interestingly enough, GrowWatt also offers solutions for the lead acid integration as well. This was in our off-grid inverter accessories, the SPF model. This will be kind of covered in a couple different webinars later on down the road, so be on the lookout for those webinars. But GrowWatt offers solutions for lithium ion phosphate and lead acid. Excellent, great poll results. Excellent, so let's move on. Let's talk about our RO battery pack. We'll talk about all of the batteries that we have to offer, starting with the RO. So the RO high voltage battery is really perfectly suited for the MIN US inverter. It features flexible capacity options between 3.3 kilowatt hour to 9.9 kilowatt hour for a single battery pack, and can be operated in parallel with multiple RO battery packs to increase the capacity to 39.6 kilowatt hour. With a single RO battery, the discharge power is 5 kilowatts charge and discharge, but can be expanded to discharge and charge up to 10 kilowatt hour to support customer loads during grid outages. The chemistry of the battery is that safe and reliable lithium ion phosphate with a cycle life of greater than 6,000 battery cycles. The RO battery also features a very impressive 90% depth of discharge for greater use of the battery capacity. Battery is NEMA 4X rated, features a wide working temperature range from 14 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and is quietly cooled through convection. When paired with the MIN inverter, your entire system warranty is covered by one manufacturer to eliminate that confusion of dealing with multiple warranty periods, tech support agencies, and manufacturers alike. Here we can see a little bit about how the interface of the RO high voltage battery pack is working. The product is a built-in DC disconnect switch to mitigate installation costs and is plug and play ready with the GrowWatt MIN US inverter. The left side of the wiring box connects the DC power and communication to the inverter, and the right side of the wiring box allows for battery expansion. The picture on the right shows how the battery modules are implemented into the battery cabinet. Up to 3 battery modules may fit inside the RO high voltage battery. Each battery module features about 3.3 kilowatt hours of capacity. So multiply that by 3, and that's how we get that 9.9 kilowatt hour cabinet. So 2 RO battery packs may be implemented in parallel in this manner to increase the discharge capacity of the system up to 10 kilowatts and the total capacity to 19.8 kilowatt hour. These pictures display how the 3 battery modules are implemented into the battery cabinet and how the expansion cabinet is used to increase the total capacity of the system. Up to 4 RO battery cabinets may be configured to increase the output power to 10 kilowatts and the capacity of the system up to 39.6 kilowatt hour. The GrowWatt inverter has 2 input ports for the battery and a battery management communication system to intelligently define how the batteries are operating. In these pictures, we can also see how the expansion cabinet is being utilized. The main RO battery cabinet features a power module, and then the expansion cabinet does not feature that power module, but features the other 3 battery modules. and these are all connected together. So our next battery solution is the Apex High Voltage Modular Battery Pack. This modular battery is set to be released in the next month, so be sure to reach out to your distribution partners to check availability. It features a modular design to stack the battery capacity up to 20 kilowatt hour with a maximum discharge power up to 10 kilowatts. The modular design of this battery makes installation an absolute breeze and allows for greater flexibility for your customer's system. The Apex battery can be installed from floor to ceiling in one single battery cluster to save space on the wall, or can be divided into two separate battery clusters. This battery is NEMA 4X rated for indoor and outdoor use and is UL 9540A certified for the greatest level of safety and dependability. And we're really proud of that. The UL 9540A certification is really great, and it's going to be perfect for this battery in the North American market. The most important feature of this battery pack is the modular energy optimization function, which allows a long life cycle and better expandability at a later date. The Apex battery can support automatic balancing of the battery packs for use when packs of different state of charge, different state of health, and different years of use are mixed together in the same battery. This feature allows your customers to increase their battery capacity even after years of use and will keep the maximum capacity of the battery optimal in various circumstances. The battery uses a lithium ion phosphate chemistry and has a 90% depth of discharge. It also features convection cooling for quiet and a reliable operation. So to dive a little bit into the modular energy optimization function, when the battery is charging, the power module intelligently determines the state of health and the state of charge of each battery pack and delivers the optimal charging power to each. The power module will never overcharge an old battery pack, which allows for more battery packs to be added to the system over the course of its operation. During discharge, the power module intelligently controls the rate of discharge from each battery pack to evenly discharge based on state of health and state of charge of each. Innovative features like these are truly showing why GrowWatt is the best choice for your energy storage solutions. Actually, the quick installation guide is now available on our website. So please give it a read, see how easy it is to install this. I actually had the joy of installing one of these in our GrowWatt lab in California, and it really is a breeze. It is plug and play. So to put all of this together, the hybrid functionality of the MIN device is proven to maximize your customers' reliance on stored renewable energies. Charging the battery with solar energy during the day and discharging to the customer loads during the night. The MIN inverter has 0 export configuration possibilities to avoid limitations imposed by utilities to control the exportation of energy to the grid. When 0 export features are being used in certain circumstances, the battery is charged with clipped solar energy and would normally have been exported to the grid. Lastly, GrowWatt's energy storage solution is perfect for time of use arbitrage, for multi-step utility pricing during peak costs for electricity use, and allows customers to win more profits under the new net metering standards of California. The inverter has 9 programmable time of use periods for exportation and importation of energy, and gives installers plenty of options for how the discharge and charge procedure is operating. So let's put those products together, see exactly how the energy is stored and discharged from the battery. We can take a little bit more of a look at the configurability of these systems. we discussed earlier, the MIN has a 200% DC to AC ratio. A 10 kilowatt inverter can accept a 20 kilowatt array to maximize the usage of space on the roof. While PV production is at 20 kilowatt, the 10 kilowatt inverter is able to output its full power to the load center of the home and charge the battery with an additional 10 kilowatts of power. This is exceptional, absolutely, as your customer can charge the battery, be self-consuming, and sell energy to the grid all at the same time. We will talk more about the backup functions of this product very soon, but the grid is not totally necessary for the operation of these functions. Another great feature of the MIN inverter is the Pre PTO function. The Pre PTO function is used to allow the inverter and battery system to be installed before the interconnection approval is granted by the utility. In the Pre PTO mode, the battery is charged with solar energy and does not discharge until the setting is turned off. This feature allows the battery to be fully charged for when the permission to operate is granted from the utility, and enables the technician to be sure that everything is in good working order and ready to begin operation. Another great aspect of this is the Pre PTO function can be remotely disabled. Once the internet connection process is granted from the utility, the Pre PTO function is disabled through our OSS app, and it's able to create a more reliable means of starting your customer system. Your teams are going to immediately start the operation of the inverter and impress the customer with timely service. So after the PTO has been granted by the utility, the inverter can now begin its normal operating procedures. Here we can see how the different work modes of the inverter are handling the exportation of energy. The maximize self-consumption mode ensures full support for the user's loads and charges the battery from clipped solar energy during peak PV array production, and allows the battery to discharge when the PV production is insufficient or not present to power the user's loads. The maximize self-consumption mode is turned on by default, so this is the normal operating procedure of the inverter. These videos show how the load consumption is prioritized. Battery charging occurs when the load demand is met by the solar production, and exportation to the grid begins only after the loads have been powered. During the night, consumption is handled by the battery first, and energy is only imported to the grid once the state of charge of the battery reaches a critical level. And that critical level can be set by the user as well. The time of use and discharge mode, the time of use charge and discharge mode ensures that energy is provided to the loads first. And then if needed, energy will be imported from the grid at a configurable time to charge the battery. During time of use discharge, the energy for the loads is ensured first. Then the PV production or stored battery energy can be exported to the grid. The time of use charge and discharge mode is important for time of use pricing structures that are present in many states around the US. Energy can be exported during peak exportation compensation rates to maximize the return on investment of the PV system and energy storage system. The charge and discharge period can be configured by weekday, by weekend, and by the month, with a total of 9 programmable time periods to configure through the year. This design is especially applicable under California's new NEM 3.0 standard. We'll talk more about that here. Graphs like these show how exactly why our energy storage system is fit for the California market. The yellow line shows the state of charge of a 19.8 kilowatt hour RO battery system. The red line shows the energy that is exported to the grid, and the gray line shows the NEM 3.0 export compensation rate per kilowatt hour of export. The avoided cost calculator is based on the PG&E grid in the month of April. Here we can see that there are only a few hours where it is profitable to sell electricity back to the grid, starting at 6 p.m. and ending somewhere around 9:30 p.m. With the 9 programmable periods of time of use charge and discharge, you can essentially tune the energy storage system to capture great exportation rates and win customers more profits under the new California standard. This graph displays how a system could be configured to export 3 kilowatt hours of energy during those peak exportation rates, while maintaining energy reserves to last through the night for self-consumption. Growatt is leading the race to design intelligent, efficient, and configurable energy storage systems. So here we can see the bell curve of many different ESS modes of the inverter. The self-consumption mode is set by default, and the customer loads are prioritizing PV energy first, then charges the battery with the clipped solar energy. The time of use function is programmed to capture the best rates for energy exportation, prioritizing the load first and reserving energy storage to export to the grid at later times. Again, this is fully configurable, but I would recommend to send energy to the grid during those peak export rates and then maintain that reserve for self-consumption during the night. Zero export can be configured to restrict all power backfed to the grid, and multiple backup modes can be enabled to ensure the customer is ready to back up their home loads when a grid outage occurs. So going into our next step, lastly, we have a look at the backup solutions that GrowWatt offers to support you and your customers' independence from the utility and create resilience in the home's electrical system. So this is for the V2 model of the inverter. Remember, there are two essential models of the inverter. There's the V2 and the V3, and here it becomes important. The automatic transfer switch is for the V2 model of this inverter. GrowWatt produces the automatic transfer switch to allow for critical load backup. Like our other products, the ATS is NEMA 4X rated, is naturally cooled through convection, and has a 10-year warranty. Customers with critical load backup can power their most crucial devices in the event of an outage, like freezers, lighting loads, and even internet communications. The ATS device can be purchased in either a 5 kilowatt or 11.4 kilowatt availability of backup power, and has a switching times on off-grid switching time of 500 milliseconds. The ATS features a built-in split phase transformer for 120 volt loads and can even handle a phase imbalance of up to 3,000 watts. So that's 3,000 more watts on line 1 and then 0 watts on line 2 per se. Here we can see the implementation of this ATS device. The V2 version of the inverter has 2 AC output ports. This is important to note. There are 2 AC output ports on the V2 version of the inverter. And this is to support the ATS device during the grid outage. One AC port of the inverter is meant to plug to the mains, and the other is meant to plug to the ATS device. The ATS device contains a set of contactors on the inside to power the load from the grid or solar generation during on-grid operation. Then switches the contactors to power the critical load panel during the grid outage. The automatic transfer switch must be paired with a GrowWatt electricity meter. This is the SM200 US to measure the power at the main load panel to ensure no energy is backfed to the grid. Again, the split phases cannot exceed 3,000 watts in power. The batteries are not entirely necessary for this system. Again, this is a battery-ready inverter, so they can be installed PV only first, upgraded to the battery system later, and it's not totally needed for the ATS system. The PV production can power the ATS. Next up, we have the microgrid interconnection device, the SYN200TL-XH-US. The SYN is our solution for critical home backup and interfaces with the V3 version of the MIN inverter. So this device is meant for the V3 version. The SYN is a microgrid interconnection device to support whole home backup and continue to operate the inverter during a grid outage. The product has a less than 500 millisecond switchover time, is service entrance rated, and has a split phase transformer to power 120 volt loads and handle the same phase imbalances of the ATS, so 3,000 watts. The SYN can be utilized with feeder conductors of the grid and features an integrated 200 amp circuit breaker on the inside to allow the feeder conductors access. The great part of the microgrid solution is the integrated generator input. This allows solar energy, generators, and the battery storage solution to all work together to power the customer home during an outage. The SYN supports automatic generator wake up for use with generators of 2-wire start controls. These type of generators could be either Generac, Kohler, Honda, Power Horse. Those are just a few generators that work with the product and allow perfect integration from all energy sources. The SYN supports up to 10 kilowatts of power from the inverter during the grid blackout and has a built-in electricity meter to measure the home consumption. Whereas with the ATS, you had to purchase the smart meter separately, the electricity meter separately, and implement that into the system. The SYN features one of those built right into the device. So with these accessory products, whole home backup or critical load backup may be achieved through the EMS settings of the inverter. During backup mode, the PV production will supply power to the loads and charge the battery with excess energy. If PV production is not sufficient to handle all of the customer loads, the battery and PV production work in tandem to supply power to the customer's loads. This is critical in areas with frequent power outages or for customers who just want to be prepared for such an event. And again, the generator input allows for even more control of critical energy resources. These videos show exactly how the SYN device is capable of achieving complete grid independence, powering your customer's home during the most troubling of times. Solar energy will power the load and charge the battery while the production is adequate, and the battery takes over when the production of solar can't support the customer's loads. There are many ways to actually configure the functionality of the backup system. One way is through solar only backup. And in this scenario, the battery stays charged at 100% and only charges from solar energy. The grid can supply energy to the load during the night hours and allow the battery to be utilized only in emergency grid situations. In the event of a blackout, the battery provides energy to the home until it reaches a predetermined minimum reserve that is configurable by the customer, where a portable generator with 2-wire start-stop control can be implemented to charge the battery and power the customer's loads. This model is important to keep the customer continuously prepared for the blackout event. and allow the battery to be used only as a reserve. This is ideal for keeping battery cycles down while keeping the customer ready for a clean backup function. Another scenario is to only charge the battery from clipped solar energy in the event of an outage. The battery will not discharge energy during any on-grid operation, and any charging will be accomplished only through clipped solar energy from the inverter during the outage. This mode allows the inverter to operate on-grid as if there were essentially no battery, allowing the customer to sell back more energy to the utility and power the customer load in the most optimal way. If the solar energy is not sufficient, the grid will power the customer load, and in the event of blackout, the backup mode will run as normal and charge the battery from the generator and clipped solar production. These are just a few ways that the energy management system can be controlled by the inverter. And the last most important way, especially for the SYN device, will be the generator control too. So here we can see how the diesel generator or gas generator is implemented into the backup system. The system can be configured to start the generator automatically or manually through the phone application. The generator should be sized so that it can produce twice the energy as the inverter, up to 20 kilowatts, and that is the maximum limit for the generator capacity. And this allows for the generator to power the customer loads while simultaneously charging the battery. The battery is charged by the generator until the state of charge of the battery has reached 95%, then switches to the battery to power the customer's loads. The user can set the minimum state of charge that should be held by the battery before the generator turns on, allowing customers to consistently maintain the backup reserves of the battery. It is important to note that the generator will only turn on in the case of an outage, so there is no worry about the generator initiating during on-grid operations. And again, just a little bit of things to note. The power of the generator should be twice that of the inverter. This allows the generator to charge the batteries as well as power the customer loads. And the SYN device supports that 2-wire start-stop control. Again, batteries are not entirely needed for this operation. In this case, sizing the generator appropriately will be absolutely necessary, as the excess generator energy will not be going towards the battery, instead the customer's load panel. So here we can see how the SYN device is implemented into the DC coupled system. The SYN is service entrance rated and allows the utility feeder conductors to directly interface with the device. The generator and customer load center is input to the SYN device, and the SYN has access for the inverter and communications with the inverter via RS-485 Modbus. The battery is not required to achieve the whole home backup, and the customer's loads can be powered directly from solar during the outage. In the future, GrowWatt plans to allow up to 3 inverters access with the SYN device, and even allow for EV charging during the event of backup. But these features are not quite implemented as of yet, so look out for this in the future. We plan to have up to 3 inverters accessing to the SYN device at one single time, generating even more backup capabilities for your customers' loads. So after all of this information, we know why we should choose the GrowWatt solution. But how many more ways does GrowWatt support you as a customer? What are the driving factors behind selecting GrowWatt for your next project? And again, I have one more poll to initiate for y'all. Let's see. So I'm going to quickly ask what the most important features are when selecting an inverter manufacturer and when selecting an inverter. So I'll give us a few seconds here. We can go ahead and run this poll, see a little bit about what you are looking for in your inverter. Okay, looks like all of the polls have been completed. Give it a sec. Okay. So pretty interesting results. Quick technical and sales support. I agree 100%. It's most important to be able to contact somebody that we want to contact in the case of faults, in the case of technical questions. And I really do understand exactly where you're coming from here. Easy installation and startup procedure took a nice second place. Again, I definitely understand that one. My own personal poll, if I were to take this poll, probably quick technical support. And I don't want to go with, I guess I should. I guess quick technical support and easy installation. That's no doubt going to be the most important things for selecting an inverter. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for the polls. So quickly, I'm going to finish off our PowerPoint here and ask you why choose the GrowWatt solution, right? So the Shine Phone and Shine Server applications are portals to view your inverter production and load consumption data. The Shine Phone app is available on the Google Play and iOS App Store, and the Wi-Fi communication is simple to set up on a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band or even 4G telecommunications, and comes standard with all MIN inverters. So the Wi-Fi communication and the monitoring portals are all free for anybody who buys an inverter through us. So down below, I have the QR codes are available at the bottom of the screen for a quick download, and there's a demo available on the website. I highly recommend giving the applications a tour to learn about the various data points and information that is available through our portals. Last is the Shine Tools commissioning app. And this is the commissioning app that allows technicians to wirelessly connect to the inverter's Wi-Fi access point to view error codes, do real-time monitoring, and also to set the inverter up, most important. Please go ahead, download the Shine Tools app. You do not need to have an inverter to actually access the app and kind of go through what is available. Although I will mention that there is going to be some technical difficulties with actually going through it without an inverter in front of you. I do it all the time here at home if I need to quickly look up where something is on the page, but you should be able to go in there and look up a little bit about the functionalities of the inverter. So inverter data can also be monitored in multiple ways. The Shine Server and the Shine Phone are only two ways to monitor the data from the inverter. However, GrowWatt features an API server to handle custom communication monitoring, which can push data to the Shine Phone and Shine Server while also pulling data to a custom monitoring app. This allows companies to interface in their own unique way with the GrowWatt system and give customers a tailor-made experience. The GrowWatt solution meets SunSpec IEEE 2030.5 standards for communication with the utility under the new standard. This allows the energy solution to be future-proof to the new market requirements. Lastly, the MIN inverter can connect to a host through serial Modbus communication to handle customer home automation and even some control data acquisition. And lastly, the GrowWatt platform gives customers a full warranty for the entire energy management system, and this is crucial. There is no need to call many different manufacturers and vendors for support of the battery, of the ATS device, of the inverter, none of that. This also means that GrowWatt solely provides technical support through email or phone, information materials, and design guidance for the entirety of the customer system with professional and local support. With one family of products, brings great confidence that customers will be fully supported through all aspects of their energy storage and production systems. So to summarize and kind of complete this list, just to summarize what we've talked about today, the MIN-TL XH US inverter features free built-in monitoring, is fully compliant with the North American market, supports remote firmware upgradability to ensure excellent operation, and can be installed in as little as 15 minutes on a customer home. It can operate with or without a lithium-ion battery, providing great adaptability to your customers' initial investments, and can provide critical load and whole home backup operation with the accessory products. So if you are generating your own energy from solar, you not only benefit from reliability, savings, security, and stability, but also contribute to environmental sustainability. By decreasing your reliance on grid power, you are actively taking steps to reduce your carbon footprint and make a positive impact on the environment. Growatt is here to support these ambitious efforts with quality products, a strong support channel, and groundbreaking research and development. Lastly, please take some time to visit our social media platforms through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. We have great content to show how GrowWatt is moving in this industry, and these channels give you insights onto future product launches, feature implementations, and allows us to support you in various ways. For any questions that arise after our Q&A segment, which I'm trying to get to, please contact any of the above emails and phone numbers, or visit our website for technical data and our full product portfolio for energy. GrowWatt is available through the day to support you and your needs. For next month's webinar, I will be hosting a product installation training where we will get an inside look of the MIN inverter and energy storage installation processes, with recommendations for a smooth and safe install. So be sure to look for the poster on our social medias. I really do thank you for joining today's webinar. This has been a real special webinar for me. It's my first one with GrowWatt, and I will be taking any questions that you may have for these devices. You can post questions in the chat, or you can post questions in the question pane, whichever is most convenient for you. I think I can open up both of them. Oh, lastly, I can send out the GrowWatt webinar. This is a link to our actual, the PDF document that I'm showing here. So I think I'll send that out right now. Okay, so yeah, it's going to go to your email. Is the transfer switch required? No, the transfer switch is only required for the critical load backup. The inverter can be operated without the SYN, without the battery, and without the ATS device. The only thing it really needs to operate is the PV system. So the transfer switch is not absolutely required. Are these inverters able to make parallel outputs? Yes, so we are working on this feature. I believe it's already been implemented into the inverter, but they are set up to be parallel output and communicate with each other via RS-485. Wish I could expand this page. Is there stock typically in the US warehouse? Great question. I was just at the US warehouse, and there is quite a bit of stock of our portable power stations, our MIN inverters, and even the battery packs as well. I would recommend to discuss with the distributor partner that you are working with to make sure that they have stock in their warehouse. As for GrowWatt, I know that we particularly do. We usually operate with our distribution partners though, so make sure with them. You mentioned diesel generator compatibility. Would there be any reason a natural gas propane generator would be incapable, assuming it has 2-wire start? No, There's absolutely not. A gas generator, a propane generator, or a diesel generator could technically be implemented with the SYN device. All that matters is the amount of energy that that generator is producing and allowing that generator to interface properly with the batteries and the SYN device. Should be sized about 2 times the inverter's production if you have a battery on site. Briggs & Stratton, Generac, Stratton, those are all applicable generators as long as it has that 2-wire start. Although I say, as long as it has a 2-wire start, that's only for the automatic functions. If you wanted to go out to the actual site and pull the generator start, there would be no reason why you couldn't do that. But primarily, we're working with 2-wire start. I hope I've answered all the questions. I'm having a time. Can the batteries? Okay. Can the battery stacks be placed in parallel for more kilowatt hours? Yes. So let me talk about it as the RO battery first. The RO battery is definitely expandable. It can be expanded to produce more kilowatt hours, increase the capacity of the system up to 39.6 kilowatt hours. And the APX battery as well also has the ability to be stacked in parallel per se. It has a battery expansion side where the one battery will plug into, well, the 2 power modules on the top will plug into each other and essentially create that parallel output. So yes, both batteries can be placed in parallel for more kilowatt hours. I'll give it about 1 more minute for questions. If you don't have any questions, or if anything comes up after this webinar, please feel free to take a picture of this page. As I said, I'm going to try and send out this handout right now. I believe it'll send as soon as I leave. But please take a picture of these further resources. All of our sales team, our service office, and our website is here as well. Okay, well, everyone, I really appreciate your time today. I thank you for joining this webinar. Please look out in the future. I'll be hosting at least a couple more webinars in July, and there's going to be a few bigger webinars with some distribution partners in the month of August as well. So be on the lookout. You might see my face around, you might see somebody else's. We hope to host at least a few webinars per month to really get our products in front of you and to show you how to install, how to handle all the technical capabilities of these inverters. Our next webinar I have planned is for the Apex and MIN battery, oh, I got that wrong, the MIN inverter and Apex battery installation. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your day.